Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So you're probably noticing, bitch, where's the rest of your makeup? No, I did not do a full face, and here's why. I am back at work, so I don't have as much free time as I did before to sit down for like 3 hours and just beat the f out of my face. So what I decided to do, instead of just not filming any content during the week, I'm thinking like every day after work, or maybe every other weekday after work, I'm going to sit down and film an eye look. So this is day one, and this is what I came up with using the Melt Muerte palette. And I used, you're going to hate me, I used 4 palettes for this look. I know, let me explain, okay? So you guys know my gripe with the Muerte palette is that these shades are amazing. It's a very daring palette, but bitch, the dark shades don't blend. I don't care what anyone says. They don't blend. You have to go in with something else as a transition in order to blend the darker shadows into it. So that's what I had to do. But let me just show you what I used from this palette. So I went in with Lagrimas, Duelo, and Pantheon. I also used 2 shades from the Smokey Glam palette. So we have Romantic and Overcast. And then lastly, for my transition, I went in with the Dark Renaissance palette from Glam Goth Beauty and went in with the shade Florence. And then for that beautiful shimmer on my eyelid, I went in with the Danessa Myricks Lightworks 4 palette. You guys already know I don't even have to say anything. And I used the shade Out of Body, which is a velvet shimmer, and it's also duochrome. And that completes today's color story. So if you guys want to know exactly how I did this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. All right, so let's get into the look. So first I'm going to be going in with the Smokey Glam palette, and I'm going to be using Romantic and Overcast as my transition colors. And I know you guys are probably like, bitch, why you gotta use 3 palettes for this look? I promise you, I had to use 3. And let me tell you why as I apply this. So my one gripe about the Muerte palette from Melt is that the colors do not blend. Maybe it's just that I am not skilled enough to, on how to like work with super pigmented shadows like the Muerte palette, but they turn into dry splotchy messes on my eyes. So I always go in with several transition colors ahead of time before I go in with the Muerte palette, because I find that it alleviates me having to blend out those dark ass colors. I only have to blend them a little bit, and then since I'll already have a transition going on, it's not that hard. But like I said, maybe it could just be because of the way I do my makeup. But let me know down in the comments if you guys feel that way too. Or is it just me? Am I just being a brat? I think this eye look turned out really, really cute. And like I said, I apologize for not being able to give you guys like full catfish every time I do a look, but I just don't have enough time, you know? On the weekends, I'll be able to film a lot more, but during the weekdays, my time is very limited. And doing a full face for me takes a good 3 hours. And if I want to, you know, hang out with my kid and my husband after work and do my makeup at the same time, I'd be up until like 11, which is not cool, because then I have to get up and take my baby to school. She's not a baby, she's like 5, but still, you know? Well, and it's not even school, it's like daycare. But either way, I gotta get her there at a certain time and then do my whole work day, and that would be exhausting. So, sorry about it. All right, so next I'm going in with the shade Florence from the Glam Goth Beauty Dark Renaissance palette. And I'm using that to warm this look up. If I just used the shades Romantic and Overcast, right? Yeah, Overcast for this look, it would turn out very cool toned, and I don't want that. I mean, right now it kind of looks like I'm dead, you know, right here. So applying Florence is going to warm it up and make it a little more on the neutral side. All right, so for my under eye, I'm not going to powder. And I'm going to go in with the same shades that I did on the top lid. First going in with Romantic. And I'm just going to tap. Tap, 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 tap. And if you guys are curious why I do my eyes before my face, like if I were doing a full face, why I do my eyes before my face, is because I am very heavy-handed with my shadows. Like, I push my brush in there. There's no like, oh, dip, you know. I push my brushes in there, and that does tend to cause fallout. I never claimed to be, you know, an actual makeup artist. I literally just do this for fun, but that's the reason why I always do my eyes first, because fallout on a finished face is like the bane of my existence. It literally makes me homicidal, because I put a lot of effort into my complexion, you know? And then to have it marred by a shadow, especially a dark shadow, which is what I tend to gravitate for. Oh, bitch. It makes me angry. It makes me angry. Alright, so I'm just taking whatever's left on that brush that I used to apply Overcast on the top part of my lid on the outer corner. I'm just using tapping motions. Alright, alright. And then I'm going to go in with Florence. Once again from the Dark Renaissance palette. And just run that along my lower lash line. Okay, now it's time for the Muerte palette. So I'm first going to be using the shade Duelo on the outer and inner corner of my eye. And then moving toward the center of my eye, I'm going to be using Lágrimas. So these two shades right here. And sorry if my video is getting a little dark. The sun is setting. So I do use a ring light, but I also use natural light as well. But it's a little late today, so sorry about it. So what I'm trying to do right now is make sure that the height of my eyes match, because I do have two different eye shapes. So the goal is to get them to match. And then I'm going to take Duelo on the bottom lash line. This is a really easy look. I know it looks, maybe it looks a little complicated. It's really not, I promise. I promise. And then I'm using the brush that I used to apply Overcast and Romantic. And I'm going to use it to blend out Duelo a little bit into my crease. Just very gently, because I don't want this to go too high. And then I'm going to connect the two sides. All right, next I'm going to go in with Lágrimas from the Muerte palette. And like I said, placing it right next to Duelo and then overlapping them, moving toward the center of my eye. These mats are very, like, pressed down into these pans hard, but they are very, very pigmented. Very, 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 very pigmented. And then knocking off the rest of whatever's on my brush of Lagrimas. And bringing it across. I guess technically I went in with 4 palettes today. Alright, so using the Danessa Myricks Lightworks 4 palette, going in with the shade Out of Body. Now on camera it looks green, but it's a duochrome. So here, to me, it looks like a turquoise, but to you, it looks like a green. Well, I guess turquoise is a green, but it looks like a different kind of green. But you'll see when I put it on my eye. You will see. You will see. Oops. I'm trying to like stack these palettes right here. All right. So on my finger. Oh my gosh. So pretty. And I'm just placing that on the middle of my eye and fanning it out. Sorry if you can hear Lady in the background. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Do you guys see that? That's without any kind of primer, glitter primer, without my finger being wet. That's literally just from my dry finger in the pan to my eyeball. So fucking gorgeous. I love that Lightworks 4 palette. All right, going back in with a little bit of Lagrimas from the Muerte palette. And just blending it between Duelo and that shimmer shade. Tiny, tiny, tiny bit. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing with my bottom lash line. Going in with my very, very little tiny bit on my fingertip. I'm just rubbing it in there. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And then taking the brush that I use for Lagrimas, no extra product. Applying it to the outer and inner part of that shimmer. And then going in with Duelo. And deepening up the outer and inner part of my lower lash line. So now I'm going to go in with my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil from NYX to black out the inner part of my eye, the top and bottom waterline. This adds smoke, but also makes your lashes look instantly thicker. Okay, so now I'm going to go off camera, apply my mascara and falsies, and I'll come back because we do have to add one more little touch to this look. All right, and I'm back with my lashes. So now for the last little touch to this look, I'm going to be going in with Pantheon right here. And I'm going to be using a super, super, super tiny brush. And I'm going to apply that to the outer corner of my eye, right on top of my lash band, and kind of making like a shadow liner, but not. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm only putting it on the very outer part of the bottom and top lash line, and doing the same on this side, right along the lashes. And also on the inner corner. And this is the final eye look. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know I wasn't able to give you the full fantasy, but trust and believe I'm going to be binge filming this weekend a whole bunch of looks because I have to retry the 27 palette from Melt. I'm going to come up with something because that last look I did was hella boring. Okay, so I'm going to figure something out, give you the whole fantasy, might even throw in a wig, who knows, but that's it for this video, and if you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, press the subscribe button down in the description box so you don't miss any more content from me, share this video because you know sharing is caring, and since you're here, you might as well watch some more videos, so there they are, popping up, right there, and right there, right there, and right there, right there, and right there. Support your girl, okay? And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.